What if I were you and you were me? I could read the letter from my daughter. You would be one of 80,000 adults in Guilford County who struggle with low literacy. If I were you and you were me, I would have a good job. You would struggle to make ends meet. If I were you and you were me, my ancestors would have immigrated to America 100 years ago. You and your 2 children would have arrived 3 years ago to join your husband.
Even though I practice sometimes my English in my country, it wasn't the same thing to speaking with a native people. The southern accent was so different. I was like, I really studied English and I don't understand anything. My decision to come to Reading Connections was to feel myself confident, to make a normal life, talking on the phone, talking with the teachers, with the neighbors, making play dates for my kids. Reading Connections has helped me so much. I am studying a nutritional therapist course, and I need, grammar, writing, and reading skills. So coming here helps me to improve myself and to reach different things I have never imagined. And coming here little by little helped me to reach these goals.
If I were you and you were me, I would have been born and raised in the United States. You would have been born in Vietnam. You would have walked across Cambodia to eventually get to High Point, North Carolina, and the freedom you always wanted.
I lost my freedom. I lost all my family, my house, my everything in my life. I have lived in America since 1989, and I come here, go to a High Point office. I met Miss Anna. I learned about English grammar. So it helped me build my new life. And I thank Reading Connection and thank all of you. Good luck to you.
If I were you and you were me, I might not notice you. You would feel invisible. Then you would decide to change that. You would read your first book after you had become a grandmother.
It's not a good feeling when you can't read. It's not a good feeling. And once you learn how to read, you keep going because it will take you somewhere. That's why I say Reading Connections have recycled my life. The first time I read a book, I was sitting in a park right across the street. And I called my kids and I told my kids, and they was happy for me. And I came up and I told my teacher, we shared some tears behind it. And I felt good. I felt intelligent. I felt important. It was in, I think, July, but it felt like Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It felt like Christmas because I could share it. When I get finished a book, my teacher gives me a certificate. So right now, I have 26 certificates. This is my first certificate here. And this is the one that I got the other day.
If I were you and you were me, I would have a college degree. You had girlfriends do your homework throughout high school because you couldn't read.
It took one teacher, she came in, and she would always put like current events up on the board, and she would make everybody read it. And I knew it was my time, I would skip out. I wouldn't come to class. Well, one day, I had came back, and she was like, "It's your day to read." And I'm like, "No, it ain't." She's like, "You're gonna read it." Then I was like, "I can't read it." And she was like, "What you mean you can't read it?" I was like, "I can't read." So my secret was out. My mom, she has really beat herself up, single parent. She was working 12, 14, 16 hours a day. She didn't blame me. She's like, she blamed herself and the teachers. Everybody just let it slide through. Coming to Reading Connections, that's been very fun. Definitely Miss Lydia, the way she teaches helps me break down bigger words. Words used to look very scrambled, used to look bunched up. Big words would just turn into a bowl of soup to me. After that, working on it, words start to make sense to me. What I thought I couldn't do, what I thought I was, stupid, dumb, just wanted to beat myself up. I was torturing myself, I was depressed, I was eating a lot. Playing football, I got to hit somebody, so I was taking a lot of anger out on other people. But now it's like, wow, I'm not that slow. It actually became a different story for me. It makes me feel good, it makes me feel better. I got a goal and I'm trying to fulfill my goal. My goal is to get my GED. Reading Connections came to help me like myself, because at first I hated myself. It's just, it's amazing.
If I were you and you were me, you would want to speak English better and be understood. You would see a newspaper ad about Reading Connections and it would change your life.
I think I'm really lucky to find a Reading Connection. Without that, finding that program on the newspaper, probably I would have been struggle everyday life. And also, I think meeting with my tutor, who is Julia, is blessing in my life to be a better person or to be a better American citizen.
If I were you and you were me, I would hope to meet you someday. I would admire your strength and applaud your dreams. We would share a common humanity. If I were you and you were me, I would be transformed by you, and you would be transformed by me. Reading Connections, transforming our community.